we have another caller calling there. Carla, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
And Tony Sabato Jr.
Oh, man. There we go. You know what? I just sent you something. You know what? I have got to get better on this. Actually, I got to hire somebody. That's what it is. I got to hire somebody. What's up, brother?
Good, man.
What's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
I'm fine. Look, glad to have you on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest has just called in. He just walked in the building. He just flew in from California. He's here in our studio. No, I'm kidding. He's not here in the studio. But no, I'm happy to have my buddy, my friend here, Antonio Sabato Jr., who is a strong Donald Trump supporter. He came out and he's been attacked on social media. He's been attacked in the media. But if there's one thing that you as supporters can do, you can rally behind him. And don't forget to go to Twitter, follow him on @Antonio Sabato Jr. Hey, I have two co-hosts with me tonight. We have Dan Adams, Mr. Sabato.
How are you, Dan?
How are you doing, sir?
And
I'm very well, thank you.
And we also have Cole McNeely, who is our millennial of the century, is here.
How are you, man?
How you doing? Kind of disappointed I'm not the most attractive person on this show anymore, but it is what it is.
It's good to be around you guys. Thank you very much for having me.
Listen, since the last time we talked, since the last time we had you on the show, Trump has secured the nomination. You called it.
Yep.
He secured the nomination, and he is getting ready to go down to the convention. But let me ask you, have you ever in your life seen a presidential candidate get it from all sides, the attacks that this man is getting right now?
No, I have not. But, times have changed. We live in really, first of all, let me say this is a happy 4th of July weekend. I wanted to give my thanks and my blessings to all the men and women who are fighting for our freedom around the world. The military is doing an awesome job, and I just give my thanks and my blessings to every one of them. But, we live, going back to your point, we live in tough times, and, radical Islam is real. We live in the greatest country in the world, led by the worst president this country's ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
We have to make a decision this time. This year is a really specific, very important time in our lifetime. And, look what we've seen just this week alone. I mean, every day there's something going on, and people are being murdered and killed. And we're not doing much about it. We don't have a leader. We have liars on both parties. Look what's going on with Hillary, what's been going on in the last 20 years with the Clintons. And so the American people know what's best at this point. And I think they're going to have to make a decision. And it's a crucial decision because our life is dependent on it. Not only here, but around the world. Our safety and in every direction. I mean, people are walking in and murdering people in the name of Islam, and it's going on too many times. And our rights are being taken away from left and right. We don't have a leader. We don't consider the police being leaders. We don't consider teachers being leaders. Right. Things are changing, and it all starts from the top down. But at the same time, I also believe that we have the greatest God in the world, and God knows what's best. So at the end of the day, He's gonna fix everything. But for the time being, we got an election coming up, and we're gonna make the right decision.
That's true.
Absolutely, absolutely, Antonio. This is Dan here. I have a bit of a personal question, and I hope I'm not prying. But when you came out publicly for your support for Donald Trump, how was that dynamic within your family? I don't know who's in your family and what their political affiliation is, but how was that when you publicly came out?
For us, it's very simple. We put God first in our family. So, and then after that, it's just about common sense. And I think that I think a lot of people that are on the left, the Socialist Party, whatever you want to call them, that are voting for Hillary, don't really have a reason why, except because she's a woman and she's a Clinton, and that's about it, really. If you ask most people, I mean, that's it. But But if you do a little bit of research and you really understand what's going on in this country, really deep down, and look in the face of what's been going on, you know that Trump is the only choice. There's a guy who has made millions. He's lost all his money. He's made it back. Everything he's touched, it's been really successful. He's got a great family. Nobody's perfect. Nobody will ever be perfect. But at the end of the day, I believe that Donald Trump is the right guy because he loves this country. He loves the people. He wants to bring jobs back to this nation. He wants to put borders, and he wants to put a wall around this country. I mean, we have illegal immigration, and I know it better than anybody because I came from Europe and had to do it legally. I had to come to this country with my family by spending money and time and years waiting in line and doing the right thing. And then coming to this country and not succeeding and then heading back home. I had to go back to Italy because we couldn't survive here. And then had to do it again the second time. So I really love this country. I love everything about it. And I believe that Donald Trump is the guy in every direction. And certainly will never be Hillary Clinton, who has left our soldiers, the most important people who were protecting our nation. She left them behind to die. Just that alone will make you understand that you cannot vote for her in any way, shape, or form. And that's it. I mean, we can go on for days talking about this, but for me, it's just common sense, and my family backs me up. We all feel the same.
And Antonio, we've seen some of your friends in Hollywood, and they might not be your friends, but some people in Hollywood say they're going to leave the country if Donald Trump gets elected. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, everybody's, that's what I mean, this country is the greatest, because you could say things like that, but, and I know that they're not going to leave this country. They're going to stay here. They can talk. It's just talk, you know what I mean? They're going to leave. They won't leave, but it's just fun talk. It's just to have a nice conversation. Everybody has the right to say whatever they want, but, look in the last 7.5 years. 7.5 years ago, almost 8, we wanted change, and we were sick of certain things in the politics, and a lot of people voted for Obama, and then they elected him again because the other side didn't fight hard enough for this country. And anyway, that's the way it went, and things are horrible. Things are horrible in every direction. And it's not about a party. It's not about being a Democrat or a Republican. It's about doing the right thing. And if we don't vote for Donald Trump this time around, we are going to lose this country. We already lost it, but in the next 4 years, the worst is about to happen. Right. And we're in a crucial time right now, so we got to make a decision.
I just got a question from the chat room. Please ask Antonio about the Hollywood reaction to his Trump support. And I think
that was going to be my question.
Yeah.
And I think that's more about, we hear how some Hollywood conservatives, jobs have dried up. We hear how they've become pariahs. Well, treated like pariahs, because they are supporting somebody who is patriotic and wants to return the country to its greatness. How is the Hollywood crowd treating you?
It's funny because the Democratic Party, it's not like it used to be. It's not like it used to be in the 60s or the 70s. Things have dramatically changed. The Democratic Party does not exist. It's more of a socialist party in every way. And back in the day, I grew up watching John Wayne and Gary Cooper and Steve McQueen.
I remember
and
those
all
movies.
These guys.
Oh, yeah.
And you couldn't think twice about these. These guys were all Republicans. I mean, from head to, that was just the way it is. And now this business has changed because I think it's really called hypocrisy, because in one way they want to vote for her, but in the other way they know in their heart that it's not the right thing to do. But there's not a lot of people that have guts anymore to say it how it is. If you're going to vote for somebody, I want you to tell me why you're voting for her, and then we're going to have a discussion on that. But look what's been going on. So for me personally, about Hollywood, I love what I do. I love to be in this industry, and if they're not going to hire me or they're not going to give me a job based on my views on who I want to be, I want to be in the next president, then so be it. Because God is in control. Hollywood is not in control of my life. I'm going to find a job. I'm going to survive. I'm going to do this and that, and I'm going to take care of my family. But I cannot go to sleep at night knowing that I voted for somebody like Clinton or voted for somebody like Obama. Because, we have a president, and nobody has the guts to say this, but at the end of the day, we have a president who's not a Christian. He grew up with the Quran, reading the Quran, the most evil book ever existed, written on this planet. And I'm very blunt about it, because it is. If you read the Quran and you understand what's going on, look what's going on nowadays. Look what's happening throughout the entire day. We turn the news and and it's happening, and we're getting used to it, and we're okay with it. And it's not okay with it. There's only one book, and that's called the Bible, in the name of Jesus Christ, and that's it. And there's nothing going on. So that's how it is. And we have a president who grew up reading that book. Obama is not a Christian name. Obama is a Muslim name. He grew up. His real name is Barry. Everybody knows what's going on, and they know what side of the fence this guy is.
I think.
We've been going for days, man. That's how his terms is coming to an end, and hopefully he will leave in November. Because who knows what's going to happen? Things are changing every day. Look what happened in India. Look what happened. It's happening too often, and it's a sad thing. But we got to stick together, and we got to bring this country back to where it used to be, or actually better than it ever could be. And I think we can make this country great again. Like Donald says, and I think we have a chance. We have a chance to do it.
Antonio, I just want to piggyback on what you were just talking about Obama not being a Christian. Right. And for those who haven't really done their homework, and you may think this is a spiteful thing that Reverend Jeremiah Wright did or said, but he came out and basically said that when he was in the fold trying to bring along Barack Hussein Obama, he made it easy for him to so-called become a Christian and not abandon his Muslim faith. So people just do that. Do your homework and find out when Jeremiah Wright said that and how he said it and the context of it. So I just wanted to piggyback on your point on that. That
I think
me as a Christian, I know he's not a Christian.
No, he's not. He's not. He will. Just his morals and what he does and how he's been doing things. Don't look at him from what you know. Just read about it and know what's going on in the world, and you'll understand that this guy. He's the only president in the history of our country who has almost tripled our debt. We're at $20 trillion, and it's only growing and growing and growing. And on top of that, he's against Israel. He's never backed up Israel, the country that we need to support. And then what's going on with this ISIL? It's not ISIL, it's ISIS.
I'm glad you said that.
The reason why he says ISIL is because he wants to put Israel in that equation.
Exactly.
Israel does not exist in that equation.
Right.
It's never been in that equation and will never be in that equation. And it's ISIS. He can't even say Islamic terrorist, not him or Hillary or anybody, because they can't. Right. They take money from these guys, and people have. I'm telling you, for a military guy who's in the military nowadays, and to fight for your country knowing that you have this kind of president, it's got to be the hardest thing you could do. Because in one way, you love this country so much, but you're led by just an idiot and a guy who is against you, but wants you to fight for them. It's a big deal. So I can't wait for a new leadership, and it's going to have to be Trump. And I've met Donald Trump, and I can tell you that my mother was born in Prague. I'm an Italian Jew. I became a Christian. So I would know if I met a racist. Believe me, I would know. And this guy, Mr. Trump, is, he's the furthest you can get from being a racist. And
absolutely.
So, listen, I think we got to be hopeful that he will be our next president.
Well, there's a lot of people on the fence out there. Both sides have a lot of unpopularity, and we look at different polls, stuff like that. What would you tell these people who are on the fence, don't know which way to go?
Well, look at the country. Look. Do you feel safer now? I mean, let's talk about any type of issues. Let's talk about gun laws. We have more gun laws coming in California, which will not do or make any changes at all as far as people walking in and shooting people look what's going on in Chicago, where Mr. President Obama actually was coming from, right? I mean, there's a killing, there's a murder every 2 hours in Chicago, and the gun laws are highest it's ever been. They don't do it. The bad guys will acquire pistols, guns, machine guns. They will make bombs. They will do whatever it takes. Their purpose in life is to murder and kill anyone who doesn't follow the Quran. That's what it comes down to. So you can't put laws on these guys because they don't follow it. So I think you need to do your research.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at the points for Donald Trump. He wants to protect our borders.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to bring money back to this country and jobs back to this country.
Right.
That's two good points.
Right.
I support him on that. And he wants to build up our military, which is really important. So those are three, amazing points that you need to look. And look at the other side. What does Hillary Clinton want to do? Quite the opposite. She wants to raise taxes.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to keep doing what Obama's been doing for the last almost 8 years,
right.
And all those things have not been successful.
Exactly. Hey, look, Antonio, I'm gonna have to let you go. I really don't want to, but I'm gonna have you back on. And last time I talked to you, I asked you where you're going to show up at the RNC convention. Have you changed your mind?
I might go actually. I'm going to go to New York next week,
right.
And I'm going to take some meetings, and I might show up there and have a few words, and if they allow me to, and I'll be delighted if I'm invited. And like I said, I am. This election is important to me and
Mm-hmm.
and to the rest of the country. So when it comes down to go do your research and go vote, and the only way is Donald Trump.
Well, do me a favor. We will be broadcasting there from 4 to 8 p.m. I will stay in contact with you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll be broadcasting, live streaming, video, audio, right here on the Right Side Broadcasting Network. So I'm going to stay in contact with you in case you go. We're going to have you over there at Radio Row at the table with us. Is that okay?
It will be my pleasure, guys. It will be my pleasure.
Super. Hey, thank you for everything. Let everybody know how to get in contact with you on social media.
Just follow me. My name, Antonio Sabato Jr. on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. And God bless you all, and have a beautiful 4th of July weekend.
Big hug to you, man, and I look forward to talking to you in a little bit.
Thank you, my man. Thank you, guys. A pleasure.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's my brother Antonio Sabato Jr. And he is. I'm telling you, we're gonna bring the best interviews that we can bring you here on the Wayne Dupree Show, whether it's Monday or Friday. This is a Friday night. And we got Antonio Sabato Jr.